Good morning. Hi, welcome to Tip Tuesday. I am Realtor Kim Jarouge in West Virginia, and I appreciate you joining me. If you can, just take a moment and comment below where you're watching from. I would appreciate that. If you are watching the replay, which most of you do, then please share that you're watching the replay. But I really love to hear where you guys are all watching from because we do have such a wide reach, and I love to hear what's going on in other states in real estate. So please share with me and reach out anytime if you have any questions about your current market. If I can't answer the question, I'll put you in touch with somebody that can in your area. So feel free to reach out anytime. But as you all know, here in West Virginia, we've gotten to wake up to snow this morning, our very first snowfall. It is gorgeous. I've opened all the blinds, and last night as it started to fall, we were doing hot chocolate and had a fire going, and with the Christmas trees and the decorations and stuff, it just feels so warm and cozy, and we all need a little joy right now. And so that warm and cozy feeling indoors, just having soup, chili, some hot cocoa, and just opening up those blinds and really enjoying this snowfall. Take it all in today, you guys. It's really, really special and a beautiful blessing. But today we're going to talk to you, I'm going to talk to you about how we can market our homes during the holidays. So many of you guys will kind of go, should I list right now? Is this a good time to list? I keep hearing it's a seller's market. But the holidays are coming. So what does that mean for you guys? Well, yes, the market is still moving very well. This is our very first snowfall. So as long as the weather stays pretty mild, we should continue to see that trend. It's definitely going to slow down a bit as we approach the holidays and businesses close for those certain days around Christmas and New Year's, etc. And things do slow down a bit in the process because attorneys' offices, insurance offices, your lenders, the banks, all of that has certain days they will be closed. So it can delay a little bit, the process. So you really need to have a reliable agent to count on during this process. So find out if your agent is going to be around during the holidays. You have, Christmas coming up, Hanukkah, New Year's. Find out if they're going to be in town. It's very important that they are here to be able to keep facilitating that deal and moving it forward. So make sure you have a reliable agent that can really help guide you through the process and give you some great advice regarding holiday preparations in your home to list. I'm going to give you guys some today. You can use this if you're for sale by owner. You can reach out to me and we can go over your particular home in further detail, and I can help you to really help go room by room and help you prepare your house. So deck the halls. We want to all decorate our homes for Christmas, but when you are listing your house, you want to be careful to not go overboard. So consider a neutral tone throughout, maybe white. Using kind of that snowfall, winter wonderland feel throughout your home. You could, maybe you're used to having a giant tree in a smaller space, and this might not be the year to do that. If you're going to list your home, you might want to consider doing a smaller tree this year and not taking up the floor space. So the biggest problem that I see at the holidays is people do too much and the house feels cluttered and closed in and small. So that's kind of the biggest mistake I see. So what you want to do is be tasteful with what you are selecting to put out and use garland, for example, instead of characters. You don't want to have inflatables in your yard. That's, I know the kids love it, but right now when you're trying to market your home, it can appear tacky to others. So you want to really appeal to a broad audience when you are listing your home. One of the big things that a lot of people tell you is to put away religious, any type of religious decoration. I'm of the mindset, if it's not all over your house and it's just in one area, it does not bother me personally. I will never deny my faith. So I don't care if it means I don't get to sell my house. I'm not going to deny my faith. So I'm not a big pusher of this one specifically, but it is recommended as a broad whole to kind of not have any type of religious figure so that you're not offending anybody. Well, I don't feel like it's offensive. We live in the home, and that's what we believe, and so it's going to be out, in my opinion. If it was like an entire room, I would tone it down. But if I'm gonna leave like a special area where I pray, it's not a big deal to me. I mean, I understand that that could turn people off, but I'm also not gonna deny my faith. It's just me. But you guys judge that however you choose and do what you need to do in your home. But, you know, really focus on really doing tasteful decorations. And, you know, one of the big things too is that curb appeal is really big right now because, as you know, all of the trees have kind of lost their leaves and it's kind of exposed your home a lot more. So you want to make sure that paint is looking good. You want to make sure your siding is clean. You want to make sure gutters are clear and your landscape is very manicured. So your exterior curb appeal is now more exposed right now while the foliage has fallen. So make sure your curb appeal looks good. You also want to make sure you are keeping your buyers that come to your house safe. So if there are icy conditions out like today, then you would want to make sure to shovel or salt your pathways and driveway leading up to the house if you have showings. So that's another big thing that you guys need to take into consideration if you're going to list your home this time of year. This is a perfect opportunity to seek out motivated buyers because who wants to move in the winter, right? So the people that are out looking are typically needing to move. It's usually job relocation, military, college students or staff, investors may be looking for properties. So this is a great time to really hone in on a demographic to search for your home. So that's something you can talk about with your real estate professional and find out what kind of buyers would be good for your specific property. And your agent can now target that specific demographic and go after them, especially in the wintertime because, you know, they are very limited in their inventory because less people put their home on the market in the winter. So that supply is lower. So those that are on the market are going to get more looks, and you do have serious buyers because, like I said, a lot of people are not going to want to move in the winter. They don't want to move around Christmas. They don't want to move when there's snow on the ground. They don't want to be concerned about the weather conditions when they actually make the move. So if you are thinking of moving because these interest rates are still super low, make sure you are ready to take on all of this that I'm talking to you about today when you go to list your home. We can do it. We can do it successfully. You just need to be ready for what is to come. And the best way to do that is to listen to me for some advice on preparation and what is actually going to happen through the process. So feel free to invite me out, and I would love to talk to you about that and figure out your specific goals and help you to achieve those. So real estate photos become very, very important right now. During the winter time, more people are going to be looking online than ever before. And winter time it's such an important time to be able to show your photos online very, very well. So you want professional photography. You don't want your real estate agent or the seller in the mirror of your photos, okay? This is a time to really spend and make sure your photos are done right. Me personally, you will not pay a dime for my photography. I pay for the photography myself and hopefully get reimbursed when your house sells. So that is out of my pocket to have a professional photographer come and photograph your home. And I use an exceptional one, so does an amazing job and really, really knows how to show the property right. So feel free to reach out and we can discuss photography. That is such an important one, you guys. So many people are looking online, and if your house is not represented well online, chances are they're not going to want to come see it in person. So I know many of you guys, just from talking to you guys as far as showing property, have gotten to a home and been like, oh my gosh, it looks so different in the photos. And you know, sometimes that's a good thing and sometimes that's a bad thing, but most of the time I'm hearing that it showed better in the photos than it did in person, and that's because good photography. And guess what? They came in the door. So at least it was a possibility because they showed up and they got inside. And the only way to do that is great photos and great video. And that brings us to our next one, a video tour. Video tours are great, especially during this pandemic, because many people do not want to go into a home, don't feel comfortable going into a home, don't want to, you know, put a seller out or any of those things until they know if it's a real possibility. So video tours are a perfect thing to do during the holiday season if you're not going to do it any other time. Video tours are great because if it's cold, if it's snowy, if it's icy, they can still see your house and don't have to make an appointment to do that. If you are in a position, a financial position, to be able to owner finance, this is a great opportunity to potentially owner finance for somebody, because you can make a great return on your investment. And so that's something that you might think about. If owner financing is something that is, you know, a possibility for you and you don't have to move a specific property, reach out, because I'd love to talk to you about how we could do some sort of owner finance and get you interest and help a buyer be able to buy a house without necessarily going to the bank. Maybe they have great income, but because they haven't had 2 years work history or something like that, they can't get a loan, but they can afford your house. So there's some great opportunities available. So feel free to reach out again for something like that. And then pricing. Pricing is super important right now. Pricing is everything all the time. You never want to overprice your house. It is such a difficult thing to come back from once you have done it. It really is. You know, you'll see price reduction after price reduction after price reduction on some properties. And, you know, a lot of people blame the real estate agent, but sometimes that's the seller who says, no, I want to do it here. And, you know, we might give them the opportunity and say, yeah, I'll go ahead and list it, but, you know, be ready for a price reduction in 30 days if we don't sell it, or 2 weeks if we don't, you know, get any showings, whatever. That's happened multiple times for me. And sometimes that's a hard pill to swallow for me too, because I'm investing all of this money into a house that is overpriced and I can't get the showings in there because of the number. The number is the number one thing that is hurting this house. And, you know, that happens. And, you know, a lot of times sellers will realize it and then they start to reduce the price and they agree with you. Okay, yes, it needs to come down. But once it has been overpriced and trying to drop it, a lot of people now go, what's wrong with that house? Nothing's wrong with the house. It just got overpriced to begin with. But to them, they think there's an issue. So don't overprice your house. It's very important to look at the comparable properties that are around your area, especially in the last 6 months that the appraisers use. Very, very important to price right. So definitely reach out to a real estate professional to help you with that, because we have inside information that we can utilize to help you establish a competitive price for the market. In wintertime especially, it's better to be aggressive because of the fact that you know, less buyers are out because they don't want to trudge through snow and cold and things like that. Let's see, give house hunters, I love this, a place to just kind of, you know, give them an escape from the cold. You want to create an ambiance when they come into your home. This is everything to me. Like when I have somebody, you know, come into a listing, I want the lights on. I want the curtains or the blinds open. I want to have a soft music playing if possible. I want to have, you know, cookies on the counter. In this case, this is a perfect time to go ahead and turn on the gas fireplace. Put some cookies out on the counter and offer them for, you know, put a little note there that it's for the buyer. Feel free to take. And then put some apple cider on the stove even. Put that aroma in the house that is inviting. Make sure your heat is at a comfortable setting, that they're not too cold. Because if they feel warm and cozy and like, you know, your Christmas tree lights are on and that fire's going, They want to spend more time there. And when they spend more time there, they get comfortable. And when they get comfortable, they feel like they are at home. And then the offer comes. So it's so important to create an ambiance. Do not discount it. Even showing agents, it's a great opportunity for you to show up early, turn on all those lights, play some soft music if you can, be there at the door to welcome the buyers into the home. So, hey, there's a tip for agents too. Not that everybody's not doing that already, but if you're not, hey, creating an ambiance is super important. So, especially, like I said, coming up that curb appeal, you want something very inviting and pretty on the door. But these are things that we can talk about in person. I just wanted to give you guys a few tips around the holidays. I have a lot more, and the only way that you can get all of them is to call me to list your house. I'm not going to give away all of the deets. So my number to reach me is 304-415-7111. You can reach out to me on Facebook, Instagram, Snap, YouTube, LinkedIn. I mean, you name it, Parlor, I'm out there. I am out there. And then also you can email me at kimjarouge@gmail.com or visit my website at kimjarouge@gmail.com or visit my website at kimjarouge.com. All right, so any questions? If you do, drop them in the comments below or private message me and I'll be happy to help you guys. Stay warm, stay safe, and enjoy the snow.